members. Just like when I found out and saw that they had come to accompany and support Kookie at Inkigayo, which we all felt so happy at the time. And when it turned out we finally got the behind the scenes, honestly, I also felt so happy. So I will discuss this again. Although here the company shows a scene which is Taeho has just come to meet Kookie, but that still can't immediately change my mind. Because in my opinion, Tae was already with Kookie before in the same car at the time. Because from Cookie's gestures and his expression at the time, which looked so suspicious, we know that Tae was in the car. So, I think at the time, they was actually in the same car with Kookie, taking or together with Kookie to Inkigayo. Let's look at this video again. Kookie looked into the car, which meant there was someone who was sitting next to him in the middle seat. And I think the one in the car at the time was Tae, because at the time they seemed to want to support Kookie by accompanying Kookie on Inkigayo. Moreover, usually those who sit next with BDS members are also other BDS members. And here, Kookie is also seen several times looking at this someone or Tae. And looking toward into the car came. Maybe at the time they asked or said something to Kookie about what he should do after that. Then the staff was also seen talking to someone in the car or Tae, who was sitting in the middle seat where Kookie was sitting. Even though, according to the company's version, it seems like they wanted to say that they only came before the encore, but in my opinion, that's not entirely true. Because if we just look at it from the beginning, actually here we can see clearly that they did accompany Kookie that time. Plus, with what Opie said, which refers to TAEKOOK arriving and living together at the time. So, according to what the Opie said, there is a possibility it's TAEKOOK together from beginning to end. Meanwhile, from what was shared by the company, they only came after pre-recording before the encore. But I think about whether there is a part where they comes before the encore. Maybe such a part does exist, but that doesn't mean they only came before the encore. This means actually at the beginning they took Kookie to Inkigayo. They had time to accompany Kookie there for a while or not immediately leave Kookie. Because this purpose at the time, besides wanting to support Kookie, he also really cared for Kookie. Moreover, maybe Kookie told Tae that he was a little nervous because it was his first performance on a music show in SK as a soloist. So Cookie wanted Tay to accompany him so that Cookie could be more enthusiastic and feel calmer and reduce his nervousness. And Tay, who really understands Cookie, although at the time he was also busy or had a schedule for his own activities, but they tries as much as possible to support and accompany Cookie. Even here, Tay is in accompanying Cookie when Cookie is getting ready or styling his hair while giving massage to Cookie's shoulder so that Cookie feels more relaxed. Not only that, from what they said or asked Cookie, it was clear that they really care and was worried about Cookie.
멘탈 기어 좀 할까? 괜찮아? 지금 느낌 어때? 잘할 수 있을 것 같아?
And the way they interact looks so domestic. They doesn't just massage Cookie and talk to Cookie without looking at Cookie. But even though it was difficult for them to look at each other directly because Cookie's hair was being styled at the time, but they still had the way of looking at each other that is through the mirror. And Cookie, who gets attention and also a massage for Tay, it looks so calm and comfortable. And after feeling like he had enough, Cookie was already busy with his pre-recording activities. Then they also rushed to do his own activities or business and went back to meet Cookie before the encore. Then they come back when Cookie had finished his work or pre-recording. So after that, Cookie was waiting to come back. At the time, while waiting for Tay to arrive, Cookie was still laying down because besides being tired, Cookie also feels sleepy because he didn't sleep enough. And not forget, he was calling, texting, communicating with Tay via a cell phone, of course. We can see that from the cell phone that never far from him. I had already discussed about Cookie, who when he's far from Tay, his cell phone will always be nearby. So, as I said before, it's possible when Cookie was pre-recording, they also had activities that day, then left without having time to say goodbye to Cookie directly. Because besides not wanting to disturb the filming process, there was also Army there. If they approached Cookie at the time, Army would see him and it wouldn't be a surprise for Army later. So they live secretly, and that's what makes Cookie look for him. Then, when they came back, he immediately met Cookie. They immediately approached Cookie and stared at Cookie's face. And the way they responded to Cookie, who was lying on his back at the time, really looked like a couple's habit. Because if they were just friends, when saw Cookie in a position like that, they or maybe if it was another member, they would just stand or sit on the floor next to Cookie. Especially the situation at the time, they were in public places where a lot of people there. Verte immediately spontaneously catches Cookie with his legs and look at Cookie directly from the front. And if he wanted to sit in that chair, they could actually sit with his legs closed, slightly at an angle, but they prefers this position. And Cookie, because they came, so he didn't change his position, because it could be that Cookie deliberately used that to attract his attention. What's more, maybe Cookie really understands what habits or position they like, related to the position Cookie does. For example, when they were spending time together, when Cookie lay on his back, it will attract his attention, and then they would bounce on him. Moreover, here, Cookie looks so pretty, attractive, and stunning. And it seems that's exactly how it is. We can see how they respond to that. And here, even though we know so far, Cookie is a member who loves boxing, but actually, they also really loves boxing. And Cookie, who knows about that, at the time, he tries to attract the attention about boxing. And Tae, who saw Cookie doing boxing move, of course, he was so interested in doing boxing with Cookie. They always look so excited when it comes to boxing. But here, Cookie, who from the start only wanted to attract this attention, when they was busy boxing, he wasn't focused on boxing with Tae, but instead was so focused, busy staring at his face with a gaze full of love and admiration for Tae. And by the way, for Cookie, even though they might have been communicating to each other on the cell phone, it's natural for Cookie to ask again about where Tae has been at the time. Because that is one of the habits carried out by couples. We will ask to our lover again directly, where has he been, or what our lover doing when finally our lover comes to meet us. Especially if our lover is a little late come to meet us, whereas we have been waiting for him for a long time.
뭐야? 어디 갔다 왔어?
어?
어디 있다 오냐?
연습하고
무슨?
춤 연습하고 과외 연습하고 철수하고.
And from TAEKOOK's behavior and conversation at the time, it really showed the vibe that they were a couple. Even at the time, TAEKOOK was also seen wearing their couple bracelets.
See you next part.
TAEKOOK forever. Forever.